Jahan boys, now last day we discussed GTO part. Today we will wrap up the entire GTO activities today. So, we should begin with the rules of infinity that we had last time, and just hang on. Sorry for the glitch. Okay, so we should talk about progressive group task or PGT. So, there were 4 PGT as we discussed last time, and so we having an example here, right, how to tackle it. So, progressive group task, there are 4 tasks and all are in progression, means the intensity of toughness will be increasing as we progress. So, how it has been done, let us see. So, this is the starting line and this is the finish line, right, and this is the obstacle which is coded with certain color, right, white and red. This is the second obstacle, right, or the second structure, third structure and the fourth structure. So, now we all know that we have also the supporting material. Supporting material is here is log, plank and rope. Utilizing these 3 supporting material, you have to reach here along with the group, right. All the rules and regulation we had already discussed. Now, let us talk about what are the approaches you have. So, approach means first approach through this one, this is direction 2 and this is direction 3. So, you have to select one, but convince the group which direction or which route you want to take, because and that route should be the easiest one for the group. So, they can easily access the entire ground and can reach the finish line, right. So, what can be the possibility? The one is the length of the plank is quite good. So, you can directly plank from one part to another part, but ensure it there is a blue color. So, it means the plank should not touch the blue color. So, directly you have to insert it in this hole and then you can bridge it. So, this is called the direct bridging, but you can't place the plank here or in this stone because these stones are colored, right, blue color. So, you can't use them, but you can use this hole which is painted white. Okay. Once you reach here and then you can access the next one. So, again use the plank to reach over there. So, this is the one part. The second part can be done on this way. So, using this first obstacle, second obstacle and third obstacle. Plank should be used to send the 2 men here. After that you can send one person forward by using the same plank, right, placing on the finish line and on the middle structure. The third route will be the same, like this is the white structure, you can use this is also white structure. Plank can be used, right, between these 2 and then you can bridge it and send the 3 men here, because there are 3 stones are there. So, you can utilize the maximum place and then you can process the next one. So, place, right, a plank between this stone and this hurdle, then send the 3 men and send 2 person forward by using the finish line and the next white stone. So, this is the 3 way, but you have to select one, not you have to explore all 3 ways, only discuss one. So, you can convince all the group that why you want to choose this route. Okay. So, this is the entire about PGT. Once you complete stage 1, then you will go for the PGT 2, then it will be a little bit harder. So, you got to learn a little bit how to tie the ropes, because that is a practical part, because what can't be taught on the slide. So, you have to buy a new rope and then start tying the rope, and when you go on the physical part like in an academy where you can execute them, because learn the utility of the rope, because rope can be a life saving in the entire progressive task. Progressive task is the key to crack the further 3 tasks like command task, half group task and final group task. So, these are similar in nature. Let us move the forward way. So, there will be some load. Thank you. So, we should talk about the load. Load means any kind of jerrycan or a box or anything will be given to you that will create a lot of problem and that will have some meaning for you, because that heavy load is unwieldy or delicate object is given to you. You have to carry it all around, means from first PGT to 4 PGT you have to keep it in your hand, right. And why it is given? It's required to be taken across, because on PGT1 when you reach on the finish line, then PGT2, then PGT3 and PGT4. Okay. The next is this is given, and this increase the level of difficulty, because you already having a situation to deal with, and simultaneously 2 men or 1 man has to hold it, and not every time 1 man can hold it, so it has to be transferred accordingly. So a person who cares about the group will discuss that how many of you have to keep rotating that load. It acts as a binding force. Why? Because if one person is holding it, second person will take it, then the third person will go forward. It has to be simultaneously discussed in the group that who will hold the group, who will hold the load. And I can tell you the weaker students are given this kind of load, and if the person is mature enough in the group, he'll tell the group that the load should be dealt by everyone, not by only individual. Okay, because you can see in the armed forces this is a load. If only one person is holding it all the time, the person will even get exhausted. So please take care of everyone there, that if the men are holding too long, then you can grab it and tell him to go forward. Okay, but it's not always that you should be holding it, because you got to play an important role of drafting any kind of new plan, how to execute the entire approach, utilizing the resources like plank, bully and rope. So that's how you have to think about that. That's a primary role. But if you are standing right there and somebody is holding for a long time, you can grab it and tell him to go forward. So helps giving some satisfaction, right? Because it's not satisfaction. They think that if somebody who is not performing well in the entire progressive group task and he is holding it, I think so he's the one who has been working too hard. But actually the smart work is required, not the hard work. But those people have been doing some work, actually they will have some satisfaction that they played some kind of role in the entire progressive group task. But actually that's a meaningless. Okay. So what are the values which are important in progressive group task? The values are quite immense, like the problem and time stress. There will be some problem because the structures are quite complex, and you got to be a little bit very analytical when you observe the structure. So observe it. How will you observe it? Like decoding the colors, right, measuring the distance and utilizing the all given or supporting material, and then right telling the group this is your approach. If the group is convinced, that means you can go ahead, and of course you can't forget about the load. So there will be a problem of time, because there are 40 minutes for the 4 PGTs. It simply means that if you divide 40 by 4, that means 10 minutes are there. So one PGT will be can be done within 5 to 6 minutes, second can be done with 10 minutes, and then still you have very less time, because PGT third will take a lot of time. So the time will be going up, and now you have to wrap up as soon as possible. So there is a pressure of time, and that stress movement you have to keep calm and give the logic, so you can bring the new plans. Because earlier we have seen there was a competition, right, of your RDRs in your military planning, but now you have to cooperate. If each and individual consider different entity, if they do not work in a team, the PGT cannot be dealt. So that's why willy-nilly all of them have to work together, so they can attempt that objective and to reach on the finish line. But the role that you play, that we are talking about, what should be your role? So here you have to cooperate to each and every one. The next is the level of functioning of each candidate is seen, right, indicating the consistency. Because what happened in PGT1, you give some ideas, in PGT2 you sometimes get blank, you having no idea, then third and fourth goes the same way. It means that you are not consistent. If somebody who is bringing the new plan every time when the group faces the problem, that is a requirement. So it means you are giving your performance in a certain way, because as the problem is increasing, you are also increasing your role in the group, and the group is progressing because of your contribution. That should be your focus. Okay. And the collective effort, that you have the plan, but you are not standing right now on the position. So you are telling the person to follow certain instruction, and he's been doing the work, and now he is conducting every activity there, and he played the role, and he made all the approach. But who gave the plan? You give the plan, somebody is holding the plan, holding the load. So 2 or 3 men are holding the load, 2 person are making the approach, and you are giving the plan. It means the entire group is in process. Okay, that's why we call it, this is the collective effort, not only one person, because we see or witness that some people just take the load and plank and all, and they just go forward and do the all activities without consulting the men. That is not the approach. The approach should be that you have to tell everyone that yes, this is your approach, and will it work or not, that you should leave to the group, but convince with your ideas that it will work. Next is the basic series was all about, like we had the group discussion, group planning exercise, and or military planning exercise, or progressive group task. This we will discuss further when we have the chance enough, because progressive group task is the key actually to clear the all outdoor activities. And I know that you need quite more practice here, because practice is required here, not only the instructional video can help you. So you have to come in the ground. I'll teach you that how to utilize the supporting material, how to analyze the structure, then how can you think, and then you can make your point. Okay, but as we have discussed here, these are the instructional things you should keep in mind. The next is group obstacle race, or we call it the snake race. How it is been dealt, let's see. So this is the last task of the basic series, and it is also called the snake race. So there is nothing snake is given. A roll tent is given which you have to carry along, and that is having a little bit heaviness, but you have to again hold it as minimum are prescribed by the GTO. It is not all the members should be holding it, at least certain members, those are prescribed by the GTO. It depends on the strength of the group, like if the 8 members are there, it means 4 can hold it. If the 12 members are there, that means 6 to 7 can hold it. So it varies all the time. Okay. So group obstacle race is a set of 6 obstacles. So there will be 6 obstacles are lined up in a row, and there will be some distance which you have to cover by running, and you have to by keeping the holding the entire snake with you. Okay. Each group remain, because there will be 4 groups and all group will simultaneously run on the same time. The GTO will tell you, gentlemen, this is the race of competition, but nothing like that. You have to think that there are certain rules and regulations are to be followed, because discipline is the key here. Okay. And we'll talk further about what are the requirements here. The next is the roundup of basic series with the ultimate aim of what? What is the ultimate aim here? The social integration, because you know that when you play a game, you know that all the team members are required to play well. If one member is left behind, the team will face the fiasco. The same thing happen here. If one person is left behind, if he is not able to do it, it is your responsibility, the responsibility of the captain, and we are looking a captain in the team. We know that not every one of them get recommended, right? But somebody will be playing a role of captain, because he takes care of his man who is weaker, and he also uses the potential of the strongest. That's how you have to make the social interaction with there. Emotional integration means somebody will try to fail, try to give up, but you have to motivate him so he can go forward. Okay. So what are the GOR rules? Means group obstacle rules. So GOR rules, nothing like that snake is given to you, nothing like a snake. So you're not given any kind of viper and all. It's a simple roll tent, and which is a little bit heavy, but that snake should not touch the ground. That's the rule 1. Okay. And that you have to hold it, that when you are just running with it, you cannot allow it to touch it. Second thing, that when you talk about out of bound, what the ground is out of bound for you, right, and the red color is painted on the structures, that is also out of bound for you. Next is the snake is given, like the roll tent or rope is given, that should not be used as a help, because some people use it as a help, because somebody is not able to climb the wall and you're giving him the snake. Okay, now take the snake and climb it. Don't do that, because that is a responsibility, not a assistance. Okay. The snake should should take the exactly route the same that you take, like that you are going with the spider web or through the wall, it will also follow the same course of route. The next is the snake, right, so should not be folded, like when you see it, okay, it is touching, so now you start folding on your hand, on your neck. It should not be. If you are feeling it, it is touching, so tell somebody to hold it, rather just folding it. The group rule is always that all the group members have to pass the cross line, then the task is considered completed. Okay. So what are the values? Means fast moving, you have to motivate each and every member that they should put their more, or they exert their more force, so they can move faster, because there is a competition, because the other 3 groups are already moving forward, and along with them that you have to motivate the gentleman there. It's a battle condition. Why it is called the battle condition? Because you are given the same objective like are given in the armed forces. They have to do certain work, like we see here, like in BPTT. The BPT is there in the armed forces, like battlecraft physical training. There the troop has to run and crack the certain obstacle, like the Russian obstacles are lined up in SF or in every training institutions. You have to clear those all obstacles using with your all backpack, but here is you are just wearing the shorts and t-shirt. You are free to move, but there is a condition. You need a lot of force there. You got to have some motivation, and it is not something kind of rocket science. As I said, if you are highly motivated, if you have the josh, you can clearly do it, okay, and definitely you will be master here. Physical attributes seen here means your physical endeavor is the key here, because if you are chubby, and that means you will be really hard to do the work. So that's why maintain the physical standard, keep running, and maintain your fitness level. So when you face these kind of physical tasks, you can do it very well. Okay. Next is organizing ability. Organizing ability means whom you want to send forward. The taller one will first go first, or taller one should left for the last. These all things you have to organize. If somebody who is a little bit chubby, he needs a lot of help, so you always keep him with you. So when he needs the help, you are pushing him, so he is also the part of the team. These all things you have to do simultaneously when the group is addressed. Okay. The group cohesion means the energy of the group dynamic is seen when one person is doing the work for himself. It is not called the group dynamics, but one person is doing for the team, that's call it, and all the members are doing the same. We call it the group dynamic or group cohesion. And when you're doing it, of course, you require courage and determination. Courage means when you fail, when you fall, you stand up and do it again, and you are also motivating others to do the same. Okay, and there we can see that it takes ability. What happen when you make certain mistakes there? The GT will call that who will repeat the obstacle. So you should raise your hand that I'll do that, and if the group is reluctant to take the task, then you go first and do that, and let other people do the work. So group obstacle race, what are the values? That means earlier that I have seen that the self interest, now we have the group interest, because this is group obstacle race. It's not the individual race. You're not running in any kind of 100 meter, so you come first and you win the medal. No, if you run first and you come first, you will be kicked out. So don't think that it's a race, right? So when you come last and your group come first, but your contribution is as such that group was able to complete all the work because of your contribution, you will be the first in that. Next is self confidence. Self confidence means that you trying to do the work which is necessary there, like that somebody is going over there, you are sending someone and you are pretty confident that he can do it, and if he is not, you are still telling him, you are still encouraging him. Discipline means maintaining the all rules and regulation, avoiding the any kind of flaws or mistake. If you violate, then you take the responsibility, and you let the GTO know this, yes, we have done the work, and if he says that, right, who will bear the punishment repeating the obstacle, you should go for that. Self control here, it means that you encourage, but you should not shout, right? When there is high intensity job and people make mistakes there, so you should not lose your temper. There should be something, okay, this is the part of the game, because people make mistakes, it happens. So you do not get annoyed, but rather you just support them and tell them to repeat the work. Okay, and teamwork is the thing that I told you, the entire group task is a work of teamwork. And there you have to decide what is your war cry. It's unanimously decided by the group. So all of you should shout in a one voice that this is your war cry. So GT will come, and gentlemen, he'll ask you that what is your war cry. So you should shout in one voice, so Bharat Mata Ki Jai, right, or Jai Hind, or how's the Josh, anything that you can, right, do it. But war cry motivates the troop. When they fail, when they lose the energy, the war cry helps them. You must have heard in many movies like Bande Mataram or Jai Mahakali, the war cry of Gorkhali, and these things are also seen there. So you can cheer up your members or you can motivate your members and use the war cry as such like Jai Hind, Bharat Mata Ki Jai, etc. Okay, for the motivation, and it should be used very loudly. So it shows that you have the great Josh. Okay, and that maintains it, because after all you have the work like intellectual and all the strategy. But if you if you lack in this Josh, still you are dead pen, and intellectually very sound, but not fit for the armed forces. After all, we need high morale, and that you should maintain the morale of the group as well as yours. So what to be noted, don't shout or abuse any member of your group. If you do that, it simply means there's a serious situation with you. Okay, and GT will take it very seriously. Okay, next is cheer up the group and help others. Cheer up means motivate the group, and if somebody fails, somebody is not able to do the work, then you can push them so they can do the work, or make some arrangement like somebody is not able to walk so now you can make 2 or 3 men, so one person can push it, one person can make the stair, artificial stair, so he can make the ladder, use the ladder, and then he can go ahead. So remain active in the group. You should not, okay, the one person is going, you're just sitting over there or you are standing over there. You can't do that. You have to be very supportive. You got to be in the front line all the time. Do not highlight the minor injuries. Sometimes when you do the work, when you fall and you get the scratch or scrubs on your body, don't show that, or don't start crying. You're not a baby anymore. Okay, you're going to join the elite force, and the blood is the actually reality there. Okay, the blood is in courage. Blood shows the courage. So if you bleed, just let it be. Keep bleeding. If you are fainted, there's a running ambulance. They will take care of you. But unless you have the conscience, keep doing the work that is assigned for you. Okay. Next is volunteer to repeat. As you make the mistake and GTO asks you to repeat, you should raise your hand and do it nicely. And if you raise your hand and you attempt any task and you fail, that is not, we call it confidence, because we earlier discussed what are the values. Confidence are required. So you are confident to climb the wall or do the spider web or giant slide, anything, but you got to have some confidence that I can do it. You are chubby and you are raising your hand, it simply means you are mocking. Next is group obstacles. So what are the obstacles I just describe here? Your physical requirements are there, because if you do it practically, that will be more helpful. But let's see that how many tasks are there. So first, and those all are in order. The first is ramp and jump or single ramp. So this is the ramp, all of you member will come and from there you will jump. Okay. The next is the figure of 8. So figure of 8, something like that. When you come like that and you come from like that, so it is making the 8. That's what is called figure of 8. The third one is spider web. So spider web, something like that, right? So from here you have to go over there. If there is a rat paint is there, then avoid the color, because color rule remains here. The next is double wall and bully. So double wall is something like that. When you climb up from here, then use the lock to access the second wall. From there you have to jump. Okay. So one is from climbing and second is jumping. Okay. And use this balance, because there is a balance is required. So if you are heavy, then take the help of someone. If somebody is not able to walk, then you can give him your help. Okay. But you should not leave him behind. The fifth one is high wall. It requires collective efforts. It's not individual task, gentlemen. These tasks should be tackled in a group. If somebody is not helping, you can help him. Okay, but you see, this is 6-foot wall, or somebody who is a little bit heavy can't do it. So you have to help him. Make some ladder so he can climb up, and there he can jump. Okay, and the last one is the rampant slide, or we call it giant slide. So this is simple with this log you have to use. So this is the ramp. Use it. From there you have to slide it. So that's why it is called. This is in the 6th row, and there will be finish line. Once you all reach in the finish line along with your snake, the task is completed. Let's see that how these are there. So I'll explain it, that we have the any kind of animated photographs. So first one we have already seen. The second was is figure of 8. So this gentleman is trying to come from forward, then he'll come from there, and then he'll land it here. These people have landed already, these people are to come. So there are 2 are there. If the 3 are there, then you can also use the third route. Okay. So, this is the figure of 8, it is placed on the second position. So, here you can see this is the third position, that is a spider web. Simple, it is very simple, it is not a very difficult job, but if somebody who is acrophobic or ultophobic, maybe notice that the person is unable to, or getting frightened, that person is observed by the GTO. So, you should not have any kind of fear. Okay. So, fourth one, we have the double wall. You can see they are using the rope, it will be of course snake, it will be heavy, and if it is a little bit heavy, you can understand, climb up the wall and this is the log, then this person was getting frightened. So, this person is helping him to come on the second way. So, this is the help that he is doing, right. Now, how many members are holding? 3. I said 3, that is why the 3 were holding it. If I said 4, then 4 would be, what is the group strength? Here the group strength is 9. So, I said to hold it 3, there will be 4 and 5 according to the rule. So, this is the fourth one, and the fifth one is high wall. So, you know that this person is a little bit chubby, he could not just climb it by himself, and that is why these 3 gentlemen are helping him. So, 2 made the stair, 1 is pushing him, and 1 person from the behind, he is also shouting and he also collecting him. So, pushing him, so that now he can reach over there. This is, we call it the group task. If this person does the work by himself, he can be confident, but we want the team should function, and how the team is functioning, when all the members are using, they are also writing, maintaining the rule, because they are 2 holding the snake, and 2 are downside, 3 are downside, they are also holding. So, they are also maintaining the rule, and they are in the activity. That is how the task is considered. If somebody violates the rule, then tell them, do not shout, tell them that gentlemen, we are violating the rule, hold the snake, or just avoid the prohibited color or pattern. The last one is the giant slide, or we call it the rampant slide. So, this is the ramp, it is a little bit elevated, will make you a lot of disbalance. So, this you have to climb up there, from there you have to slide it, and this person is holding it. It means the snake should take the route as you are taking. It should not be like, okay, you can walk from here. No, you can't, or you are just throwing the snake. No, you can't do that. All the time the snake should be kept in your hand. So, that was your entire group obstacle race. If you come here, then we will have the interesting exercise and we will enjoy more here. Okay. So, basic series is almost done. Now, let us come to the next part, that is the conformity series. So, I will be quite quick in these parts. So, conformity series is a differentiation of the stages, because all are distributed in different groups. The first is the doubts of basic series is cleared here. If GTO has doubt that this person was having the potential, was not performing well, so he will give him more room to perform. That is the aim of the conformity series. Now, what are the tasks are highlighted here? There are 4 tasks in the conformity series. One is half group task, similar to the PGT, nothing new is there, only the group is divided into 2 groups. So, that is why we call it half group task. Only one task will be there. The lecturate means you have to speak on any topic for 3 minutes. Individual obstacle, this is the entirely physical obstacle, and individually you have to do it. A command task is similar task, only like that you have done in PGT and a half group task, but here only a person has given the authority and he is required to show that how he will solve the situation. So, next see that half group task, only one obstacle, means one stage is there. In PGT there were 4 stages, in half group task only one stage is there, that is why we call it one obstacle. Okay, the time is quite enough for you, and those capable of being completed by 3 or 4 candidates. If the group is of 8, then 4 candidates. If the group is 12, then 6 candidates. The time is 15 minutes, ample of time is given, and of course, there will be a lot of load, and you have to come across the entire barrier. The rules of PGT except the group rules, means the group is divided into 2, so group rules is not there, but the rules of regulation other than, like that we have color rule, distance rule, rigidity rule. Okay, those have to be kept in mind. So, purpose of GT is to separate doubtful from others, means GTO thinks that these 2 candidates are recommended from my side, and these 2 candidates are not doing well. So, now he is going to make a little bit of separation and giving them more room to demonstrate their personality. If they do it, they will come in the good book of it. If they still do not, it simply means they have nothing to show. Remove all trust here from the inherited one, means some people are not allowing other candidates to perform, and they are separated and they are given different different tasks or different actually groups. So, they can do well over there, and those people were not able to do somewhere. So, they are separated from there. So, it is a separation according to their potential. Okay. So, some of them were disruptive. So, they are also removed and they are given in the different room. The break a click from, if what happened, the people form the group all the time. So, chest number 2, 5 and 7 and 8, they have made the team. They all the time come up together and they just do the task. So, GTO wants that you have formed the clique, and now I want to destroy it. So, I can see the real performance of yours. So, he is going to divide them, giving them enough room in the different groups, so they can come up. If they do have that capability, they can be acknowledged. If they do not, then they will be noticed. So, separate out the leader. It simply means, of course, all the time that he is trying to find the leader, and he will have the same work. Let's move to the next part, that is lecturate. So, lecturate is important because this is the last task of the day 1, and each candidates are given, all the candidates are given the same task, but the topics will be different, and they have to speak for 3 minutes. 3 minutes they can think, and 3 minutes they can speak. The subject, the subject is selected by him, means the topic is selected by you, that whatever you want, because there will be 4 topics, and among them you decide one. And so, before conducting the entire part, somebody has to come first. All of them will one by one will come first and will give their introduction. Then the lecturate will start. So, the lecturate card will be like that. There will be 4 topics. One will be above average, we call it high average. Above average topic means there will be toughness in the topic, like IMF, United Nations Organization, or we talk about the coronavirus, these kind of, or we talk about any kind of globalization, right, and Great Depression. These kind of topics are considered very high valued, and so you have to select one. But if you are not having that much of information, then there will be 2 average topic, and if you do not have that knowledge, then you have to select these one. Okay. So, topic related to like euthanasia, women empowerment, women in uniform, like Indian Army, Indian Air Force, Indian Navy. These are the topics, right, considered average. The below average are like my hobbies, why do I want to join army, right, my favorite color, my favorite hero. So, these are not considered to be good. So, do not choose the below one. Like if I give you the example here. So, this is the lecture card. The first topic is UNO and UNSC. So, the United Nations Organization, and its main branch is United Nations Security Council. So, this is a very quite good topic. I prefer you to use it. If you do not have information, then you have no information, still you are selecting, you are killing yourself. But if you do not have, then go for the second one. So, Indo-China relation and women empowerment, these 2 are average topic. So, select one of them. Okay. But some people actually have no knowledge. So, I think so the GTO consider them, they should also speak for the sake of their enjoyment, because they are there for the picnic, and the picnic should be enjoyed. So, they will speak on my favorite hero, and I think so that is not good. What will you be showing by speaking on my favorite hero? Here you can give your perspective like knowledge, and how the knowledge is gained by the hard work. So, lecture means 3 minutes preparation, 3 minutes speaking, and select one out of 4. You need to be confident, your knowledge should matter, because if you are not confident, you have a lot of thing inside of you. I have seen candidate, they study a lot, but when it comes to the part of their speaking, they get blank and they are not able to speak. So, prefer that you should build your confidence. How it has been achieved, you can do a lot of practice for this. Like there is a mirror, and you can start speaking on mirror, and you have the camera, or like mobile phone, you can record your own lectures. So, that you can find, okay, are you speaking well or not, then you can enhance your confidence. Knowledge we have already talked about in WAT or in the group discussion, how to work on it. There are limited or very certain lectures are asked, but prepare all the lectures, those are available, and do not actually cram them, generalize them, try to speak, and then you can improve your knowledge. It is not one day game, it takes a lot of time. Do not stray from the topic is given to you like every time, like Indo-Pak relation or Indo-China relation, then you start talking about the angle of Pakistan, We are talking about India and China. So stick to the point. Don't go astray. Is that understood? Because more of the people are carried away. Whatever comes in their mind, they start talking about. So when you were drafting, because you selected one topic out of 4, then you selected this is my topic. So come in mind that what will I speak on introduction? Okay, you covered 2 or 3 points. Keep in mind, then what should I speak on main body? 2 or 3 points. Or what should my conclusion? 2 or 3 points. If you take 1 minute for each and every portion, then you will end up with 3 minutes, and your lecture will be sound enough. You got to be serious for your voice. Speak nicely. Do not speak so fast. Okay, so everyone can hear you. Maintain your module of your voice, because if you are just reading a book without showing some emotions in your voice, it is not considered a good oration. So improve your oration by having good practice, like mirror practice and all. So topics are general in nature. It's not too complicated, but keep practicing, because practice can make you perfect here. Okay, so qualities, of course, the manner in which you speak, the self confidence, because if you do not have, then you won't be able to utter a single word there. Ability to put across the subject matter, means you have the knowledge, but within 3 minutes, that how do you compile it? Like Vivekananda compiled his information on 0 when he was addressing the religious ceremony in Chicago. So that's how you have to bring it, because a leader is, what a leader means, that he can speak. And if you are a leader and you don't know, who doesn't know how to speak, that means you cannot be a leader, right? So first thing of a quality I can say that a leader is that the person who speaks nicely. So learn it, that how to elaborate your subject very well there. Flow of ideas means when you speaking, the flow should not break. When you get a little bit blankness, take a little bit time to think, then jump to the next information. But don't just keep memorizing, like maintaining, creating any kind of eye contact to floor or roof or somewhere else. It shows lack of confidence. So keep bringing the ideas, that is the interest. Interest is generated means when you speak nicely, all the audience is eager to hear you, and you should speak 2.5 minutes. Don't go beyond the limit. There will be the cautionary bell by the GTO, and you have to wrap up within 30 seconds. Next is individual obstacle. So there will be 10 obstacles, and you have to complete it within 3 minutes. And so actually there is no starting line and finish line. The 10 obstacles are placed or designed on different places, right, for a purpose that you can select your own route. You want to start from obstacle number 2, or you want to start from obstacle number 10. It is your decision. Just GTO will whistle and you have to run, and you will be running for 3 minutes, and he will be counting that how many obstacles you have done it accordingly. If you make the mistakes, that the obstacle will not be counted. So there are 10 obstacles, and for that what is required, of course, stamina, nothing more, nothing less. So agility and stamina can be achieved by having some kind of physical workout. Go to gym, run every day, that's enough. Not run too much, because you have to also study. And if you have done all the 10 tasks, then you can repeat. If you have done all the 10 tasks accordingly, you have not violated any rule there, then you can repeat. If you repeat, the additional marks will be given to you. Okay, you have to use PT shoes or good shoes, so you can get the good grip. The shoes should not be too slippery, and if you run 30 minutes per day, that will be sufficient for you. But run every day, boys, because even if you join the armed forces, you will be doing one thing that is common: running, even in the academy or even in the service or even before the SSB. So I think so we have covered this point, like the series of 10 obstacles, 3 minutes, and the total, if you add from 1 to 10, that will be 55. If you repeat, but repeat the highest marks, like 10th or 9 or 8 or 7, don't repeat 1 or 2, that will be wastage of your time. So if you see that how many obstacles are there, so this is the first obstacle, that is balancing beam, and this is a simple task. Right from here you have to come, and there you go, and there you have to jump. That gives you 1 mark. The second obstacle is double barrel jump. So this is the runway, you can use the runway, from there you can jump in nicely. If you touch it, then it will be violating the rule. You have to repeat it, but keep repeating it unless you do it very, very well. right. So, do it nicely. If you fail too many times and you feel that I can't do it, then switch to another one, because you cannot waste your entire 3 minutes on one structure. Okay. This is zigzag balancing beam. So, it requires a lot of balance, less weight, and from here you will step on it, keep walking or running. From there you have to jump, or there is a line over here, it means that you have to line after that, then he will give you, there will be marks of 3. Next is screen jump. So, screen jump, this is the screen is there and it is red, it means you do not have to touch this flag, and this is the runway, use the runway, from here you have to jump and land it safely without even touching or disturbing the map. That will be amounting for you 4 marks. Next is Burma bridge. So, Burma bridge is again, there is a bridge here, there is a rope, so you climb up the rope, again slide it to this portion and then you have to slide down through the rope, and that gives you 5 marks. Next is Tarzan swing. So, this rope is provided to you, from here you will swing and there is a actually ribbon there and you have to jump after the ribbon, and that will be giving you 6 marks. Next is double platform jump. So, this is the ladder can be just vertical or a little bit tilted, so or inclined. So, you can use the ladder. If it is inclined, you are not allowed to touch. If it is vertical, then you can touch it. Without touching it, you can't step on it. So, once you reach on the top, then from there you have to target the center of the next platform. There you should stay for microseconds, then you can jump to the next. So, that means this is the double platform jump, gives you 7 marks, and that is there for the Army and Air Force, Army and Navy. Some obstacles are there for the Air Force and Navy, we will discuss them later. This is the double ditch. You can see this is the one ditch, this is the second ditch, this person is jumping from one ditch to another ditch, this gives you 8 marks. Okay. This is commando walk, gives you the highest marks, like the 9 marks. This is the vertical ladder. If it is the inclined ladder, that you do not have to use it, your hand, you just come up over there, you reach on there, and there you shout loudly, the shout like Jai Hind or commando or your girlfriend name or your favorite actress, whatever you want to, because that will be given by the GTO instructions. Okay. There you have to slide down. Next is the tiger leap, that gives you 10 marks, and this rope will be stationary. From there you will be jumping over it like a tiger, hold it, then slide down. That is what gives you 10 marks. And what does it check? Of course, courage, acrophobicness. If you have jumping through tire, it is for the Air Force, like this is the tire that you have to first put your lower limb, then come across. This is climbing the wall, again 6 marks for the Air Force. And the vertical rope climbing, again it requires a little bit techniques, like that, how to grip the rope between your feet, so you can get assistance from there, and there you can climb up. So, do a little bit push up, so your shoulder will be strong enough to climb up, but do the physical workout daily, these obstacles will become very easy for you. And this is the, of course, monkey crawl, and there will be one starter and there is a finish line. The person has to climb up like that, crawl it like that. From here he reaches, then he can land down. If he touches the ground, then he has to start, or he has to restart the process. So, now we have the command task. Command task is actually a very intense task of, after all the activities we have done in HGT. A special work is given to one commander. You will be assigned as a commander, each and every one of them will be assigned as a commander, will be given different tasks to each and every one, and they have to execute certain work within 15 minutes. So, the authority is given to an individual, and that individual will be doing whatever that he wants to do, like he wants to go inside or he does not want, he wants to instruct. So, everything is on him, right. Nobody is subjected to object there. He will have choice of subordinate, whatever that you want, you find very efficient candidate from your group, choose them, like somebody who knows how to tie the rope, or who is very agile, very tall. So, you can use their potential, but that is your choice, and the load to be carried, like the load is there, it can be a bomb, it can be anything, okay, like a dummy bomb, do not worry. So, one task per candidate, one task is given, 15 minutes. The GTO will now on the rest of the activities, like in your HGT, PGT, GTO does not grill you, but here he can come and grill you, like he can give you new situations, like the plank has this hurdle has changed into blue color, then what will you do? So these kind of grilling has to be tackled very nicely. There the commander has to respond, the subordinate will remain silent there. The time is 15 minutes. Let's see, this is the task we have. It's a dummy bomb, don't worry, and this person is a commander and he is instructing men to go inside to defuse the bomb, and they have taken the route, like they have made some arrangement so they can go inside, and they are following the distance rule. He is carrying the rope, so he will be using some rope here. That's how the arrangement is made. So he will be speaking, he will be guiding, and these will be obeying them. Okay. So next is the urge for leadership. It's all about we are learning that here the separate authority is given to a man, so he can show more clarity on his leadership, that this person is really efficient. Okay. And because we all the time operated in leaderless group, but he is made a leader, how he is responding. So that is the chance, and a strong candidate will perform better, but some people, those are docile and they were not allowed to work in the leaderless group, but now they are given this authority, they are doing very well. So the GTO is confirming that person is, he's also got some potential. Those who do not speak but cannot but can function at the sufficiently high level when compelled to get the chance. Same thing that I have explained. Planning and organizing, this part is done by the commander, not by the subordinate. They will be following, and how the things have been mentioned means patience and persistence. Means patience means that if he is giving some ideas to his subordinate, if they are doing it, don't shout, show some patience there. And second is persistence, means keep trying the new ideas if those are not working out. And coordination, of course your subordinates should obey you and they should follow your instructions very well, so you can utilize the maximum resources, and when you are utilizing the resources you can easily complete the task. When you complete the task, then GTO can give you new tasks, so he can grill you more. If he is grilling you more, if he is focusing more on you, he is not helping you, it means that you are doing very well. If the command task is very easy and he is not giving you any kind of grilling part, interrogation, and he is not berating you, scolding you or abusing you, it means actually you are just passing your time. Command and control is seen, the way the commanders speak, that has to be there, the way you brief them, the way you explain your plan, it has to be very clear, and the conduct will be very good. So final series that we are talking about, reintegration, it's just a task, nothing more important I can say, but it's the 9th task, so we should also discuss a little bit here. So there will be only one obstacle, the time is again same like 15 minutes. This label will be very difficult, like the PGT 4 label will be given to you. So wide entry means the structures are placed really right long, so you have to jump a little bit, and the difficulty level will be very high, so the group will start getting frustrated, and there the strong candidate who was performing well in the previous task will also consider this task is important for him, and he will also show the same flair. The rules are the same as the HGT, the discussion of the rules we had already done, those remain the same all the time. Okay. So the group together again, he is just reintegrating them, because the last opportunity to show the best, the last opportunity, because somebody has not done anything in the entire remaining 8 tasks, and he feels like that I should do better in FGT. I think so he just enjoying the task, nothing more. So the doubts are there, so he just trying to sum up the all interest, and nothing more is patterned. And the large picture he has already made about the candidate in the previous task, he has already made up his mind that whom he liked, whom he didn't, and after that this task is just confirming them, nothing more. The things that we assess in PGT are the same here, nothing more, nothing less. Okay. So this actually we had this entire session of GTO or the stage 1 and stage 2. This is actually of course also sponsored by our honorable DDA and presented by me. You all know the name, Ravi Patel. And after this, tomorrow you will have the session of interview that will be presented by Group Captain Tanbar sir. So you should be quite keen, because he will be explaining each and every part of your SSB as well as interview. Okay, because he is very mature, and he will give you very great insight and inputs, so keep in mind them. And till the moment I will wait for your presence here, and we should all be thankful for the frontline heroes, and till